Let me tell you something. You know, when I really want to go live, but it's like, I don't feel like coming out this bonnet. I don't feel like getting dressed. I definitely don't want to put a bra on, but I got so much to say. Maybe I might cancel my plans tomorrow so I can go live tomorrow instead. It don't even have to be like a setup. Just chat, chat, chat. It's Memorial Day. Who knows? But all I gotta say is, y'all better stop messing with MJ. Like, if you know what's good for your business, stop coming from MJ. Hopefully, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, y'all better stop messing with MJ, aka Michael freaking Jackson. Hold on. Having a hard time hearing. Do y'all hear me? Testing. Okay. Ooh. Not hear myself too much. All right. Today, honestly, I was trying to do this yesterday, but I fell asleep. So I did cancel my plans. The weather was horrible. I was supposed to watch the Michael Jackson biopic for the 12th time, and my outfit was more for warmer weather. So then I said, all right, cool. We definitely going to the live. We're going to the live. Then exactly 30 minutes before the live, I've passed out. So happy Michael Tuesday. Hey, Cheyenne. What's up, George? What's up, Simple MJ for life? Thank y'all for coming through on this awesome work night. It's not going to be a long live. I'm going to do my best to do this 30 minutes to an hour. It's just, it's everything is time sensitive. We need to get the word out, what's going on. And but most of you guys seem to know. But just in case you don't, just want to chat anyway. Let's do it. So the intro was brought to you by my Instagram story, I Love the Jackson Family. If you guys don't know, I have a YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram that all have the I Love the Jackson Family name. And I'm trying to bring different things to all the platforms. So you might get more stories in IG, but then you might get more posts on TikTok. And of course, you get the lives and the real me on YouTube. Like you get to, we get to chat. So you guys voted for me to do a live, and I think it's important that we talk about what's going on. So tonight might get a little bit of mess. It might get a little messy. We are airing both on Gadget Trish and the I Love the Jackson YouTube channel because this is dealing with the movie aspect of Michael Jackson, and Gadget Trish covers movies, and of course the Jackson channel covers everything about the Jackson family. So it's a dual live. So before we get into what's going on, what did you guys do for Memorial Weekend, if anything? Did you go to see the Michael Jackson biopic? Or did you guys even see the new Mandalorian movie? Like that did come out this weekend. What else? Now when the weather wasn't so crazy, we used to do like cookouts and stuff. But the weather's been so weird. It was so unpleasant yesterday. And then out of nowhere it got warm. And then I was like, well, I don't want to go. I mean, I did go outside yesterday. I got some groceries and then, I came back in, but the weather, it was raining the whole time I was out. So I was like, oh, wee. But I do have some new popcorn buckets I got. Wait till you hear the prices on this crap. So this is the new Mandalorian pram bucket. Super cute. I have a place to put this already. I'm so excited to where it's going to go. This was $55 freaking dollars. That's like, wow. Then I got another bucket. Oops. I got another bucket also from the Mandalorian. This is the AT-AT or at vehicle. You got the Mandalorian here. I think this might be my tallest popcorn bucket. And it's also my most expensive. This retailed for almost $81. Now, for me to get both buckets, it only cost me $47 because someone gave me $100 in gift certificates. So I don't know if you guys saw that sunflower basket, and there was a girl named Cassandra who got me all this stuff. Thank you, Cassandra. Because of you, I got now my most expensive popcorn bucket, and this might even be my last popcorn bucket for 2026. There's two reasons. I only have like this much money left in gift cards, and two, I don't need any more. I really don't. Um, yeah, so yeah, I'm good. That's awesome. You saw the Michael Jackson movie in a drive-in theater? Oh, I never got to see that format. Does anybody have a car in New York? I want to see it and drive through like Cheyenne. That is so cool. What's up? ABC 2300 Jackson Street. How you doing, girl? Oh my God, $10. What does that mean? Okay. You stayed home. Yes, we did have an option. We had someone sleeping in the bed. We had even people watching YouTube. So I had two outdoor activities and we had two indoors. So what is all the what does all this mean, y'all? What is the inside joke this time? Welcome anyway. Kai sends only 100 to the stream. Be happy for the money. This ain't money. Well, y'all being funny? I don't see nothing saying there's money here. But if this is true, thank you. If not, thank you for coming through anyway. What is going on? So, anybody else have Memorial Weekend plans? I don't think I did anything. No, actually, I was at work the whole time. I had to work Saturday and Sunday, even though I was supposed to have Sunday off. And I think I was supposed to go to the movies too. Oh, that's awesome. Kingvention in London this weekend. What's up, Kelly Kell? What's up? So those are some of the things that some people did for Memorial Weekend. And of course, if you're not from America, I don't think this holiday applies to everybody. But you know, I hope your weekend was filled with either rest, some Michael Jackson movie, or the movie of your choice. And like I said, I did what do you call it? I did do the Mandalorian, but if I don't book a ticket for either tomorrow or Thursday night, this might be the first time I will not be watching Michael Jackson biopic. Um we'll see. I mean, I got 2 more days for this movie week, but I already decided if I can't make it, it's not that I can't. I'm resting right now, and I'm just taking a woosah. Maybe I could do the Michael Jackson biopic twice next week to make up for the fact I couldn't go this week. Oh man, right? I was working. I would have went to work yesterday, but they weren't letting me know if it was time and a half or not. And I'm like, well, even though I should have went to work yesterday and just took off a weekday, but whatever. Kai sent donated 1,000 to the stream. The money will get to your money account. Okay. I don't have a money account, but thank you. I'm going to see the Michael movie in June for the third time. Congrats. Congrats. I even though I'm lucky to live in New York and sometimes a movie like in New York, like for example, 42nd Street, there's two theaters literally on the same in the same area. Well, they said there's two in Union Square, but I only saw one. You know, then sometimes you could walk to theaters. Like it's not like, you know, people who live in places where you need cars. They kind of make it easy for New York City folks to get to movie theaters. Super simple. Now, if you live in the outer boroughs like Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx, not so much. A lot less movie houses. I know like the day we went to the King of Pop Radio's Michael Jackson biopic after party, I was going to see a movie in Queens since I was in Queens that day, but it really wasn't as easy as New York City. So I said, we'll stick to the city. I'm more of a city girl. So All right, so let's get to the meat and potatoes of tonight's discussion. What's up? What's up? In case you guys don't know, we barely got a month of peace, and I stress barely because let's go down the rabbit hole of the stupidity of I call attacking Michael Jackson's legacy. So I remember when everybody was in Germany and I believe LA, you know, the storm was already brewing because once the critics were able to talk about the movie, uh, Rotten Tomatoes, and it's the perfect name for the website like yours, they were just trashing the movie. It had this horribly low score, and there are a group of people that will not watch movies unless things are getting good reviews on sites like this. So you guys are already coming from Michael's legacy, right? Yes, George, here we freaking go. So it kind of started off rocky. And then the great news is the fans, the normies, the people with commonsense.com said, we love and embrace this movie. And I believe the biopic opened up with $217 million worldwide. I believe it was maybe 97 million here, and then overall 217 million. So we, even if they try to like mess up this documentary by discouraging people to go, you guys showed up and you showed out, man. When I'm still waiting for the experience where everyone's literally dancing like a concert. I never had that yet out of the 11 times I have gone, but at least I had an epic meetup at the Lincoln Square movie theater. It's I believe it's 68 8th Street by Columbus Circle. That was as good as it got. Everybody was quiet during the movie, but as soon as it got to the credits, everybody started dancing. They hung out the whole night. It was an epic. It was the best fan meetup I've ever had in all the movie theaters experiences I've ever had. And that says a lot. Superman had a good meetup. We had a good meetup for Sonic the Hedgehog. Of course, me meeting Ryan Gosling, getting to talk to him, shake his hand, and get on the Project Hail Mary website was beyond epic. But this still beat it all because the fans showed out. I can't wait to Japan either. Oh my gosh, if I had the money, oh my god, I would be like, can I please go, please? I've always wanted to go to Japan. Like, oh my god, big dream of mine. Fun fact, even though it has nothing to do with me, but she's still my friend. MJ Fangirl did a study abroad in Japan and she can speak Japanese a little bit. Maybe y'all should reach out to MJ Fangirl. Maybe she could be a fun correspondent for the Japan thing. Because she does speak and understand some Japanese. That'd be really cool. But I digress. Once Japan gets involved, I think we're going to get to that 1 billion, but I digress. So the movie does well. It tracks, it's right now, it's up to, I believe, 700, almost 800 million. I think it's 788 million right now. We're not too far from that billion mark. And so, oh, that's really cool. You were stationed there for 2 years. If I could speak Japanese, I would go now. I just love Japanese culture, and I've heard so many good things about Japan, like so many things. Clean city, safe city, affordable city, like all the things you need in a city. Clean, safe, and affordable. Because New York is not clean, it's not safe, and it's hella not affordable. Like it's bad. So then what happened since the epic success of the biopic is Netflix decided to drop a docu-series about the accusations from 2005. Why? What are we trying to do? Like, what? So the internet, when I say they are fighting, you want to see some good fighting matches, either go to YouTube or TikTok. When I say the internet is fighting over Michael Jackson again, thank you. Because everyone everyone is saying pretty much the same thing. Like, what is this about? Talking about bad timing. If you want to talk about something, why don't you talk about the EpiPen files? I can't say the real name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, you guys have things you can cover on, and guess what? These people are alive with FBI evidence. It doesn't get better than that of being guilty. And then not only that it doesn't get addressed, but everyone is like gaslighting us, like, oh, well, I was at this location, and that might even be me, but it wasn't me. It was AI. Shut up. Shut up. Like, what are we doing? Michael Mania 2.0 is here, and they do not. But well, technically, it's Michael Mania 3.0. So you have Michael Mania from, I'm going to say, the thriller era all the way until, I would say, until Dangerous, until something happened. And peak Michael Mania is, I'm going to say, the thriller era. That's when I'm a little kid. Everything's going nuts. Everyone had the I love Michael Jackson buttons. We had cassette players. We had the dolls. We had t-shirts. We had bags. Everything was Michael Jackson back then. And then Michael passed away in 2009, and there was Michael Mania again, but it was a little bit more on the underground side. But I have to admit, the world was loving Michael. There was an outpouring of love. All the news was covering him and talking about him, and it was good until, I would say, 2013-ish. And then, of course, this movie comes out, and it's probably the best Michael Mania we have ever experienced. It's amazing. Hey, what's up, sis? What's good? So it's right. Where is the island documentary? Right? And these are not even allegations for that, because these were things gathered from the FBI, and only a small part has been released. Whatever they are not releasing, it must be epically demonically bad. Like, oh my gosh. But if you guys wanted to educate the public, you can start there. But of course, you're not going to do that. You're going to go after a black, probably the most famous human on the planet, excluding Jesus Christ himself, of course. Most successful, most life-changing man. I don't know if it's color's the issue or because he wasn't in the files is the issue, but the point is, you come after him, who's been dead for almost 20 years now, who has been acquitted of all 14 charges and found innocent. You're going to come after Michael freaking Jackson. Make it sense. I'm like, what, you mad because he's the whole perception of Michael's being changed back to what it was? What were they doing? So we're not going to get really into detail, but if you're not aware, Netflix is going to release on June 3rd some wackadoodle fake mockumentary covering the allegations, yada yada yada, whatever and whatever. It's like I don't even care at this point. And the problem is, I don't know if you saw Brandon's TikTok or Instagram about the people that are involved. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Brandon's TikTok or Instagram. Dan Greed's part there's some connections there with it. It's also the people that are behind it was going to let you know the bias is going to be there in a bad way. So yeah, I was like, whatever. Like, we're over it. Ah, thank you. Glad to have you here, gorgeous. I appreciate you. They are so focused on Michael, but protect those who are in real danger to children. This world is so backwards. But haven't you noticed, I don't know when exactly the underbelly of Hollywood and politics or politicians came out, but it was in the last, I'm going to say 2-3 years. But there were rumbles. I'm going to say around 2018, 2019. But I remember back then, a lot of us was like, oh, that's all cap. There's no way this could be real. But someone like me, even when something sounds a little crazy, I'm still listening. I'm like, that's interesting. So, all the things that were gaslit like around 2018, 2019, turned out a lot of it is true. And that's scary. What's up, Leah? What's good, sis? So, oh, Michael, I'm sorry. There we go. Michael Jackson is the most famous person ever, basically from he's like, I think, the most famous human. Like, again, after Jesus. But like, Jesus is always number one. Right? ABC, they're mad he wasn't there when they could have used him to funnel more victims. I am so mad, but you ain't lying, y'all. So, so now that I call it the underbelly of the world's being exposed, and I think we've only getting a small percentage of what is the really bad parts of the things that we don't know. But I guess maybe there's more shenanigans going on, and they need Michael to distract us again, because I always feel like when they're after Michael's legacy, that means something really bad is going on, and they need to distract us again. So whoever is trying to hide their sins, I guess they need Michael Jackson to keep everyone distracted as always. But if you look at the pattern, like things like Square One and other things we covered on this channel about Michael Jackson's innocence for our March with Michael campaign and series last year, things are never coincidence. Trust me, if they're doing this right now, that means someone's in trouble again and they need a distraction. You have been warned. Taj told us about this. And we've heard about this in the fandom. We've had other people call this out, but a big sinner is a guest trying to cover their sins under the lies and distraction of Michael Jackson. And the crazy thing is Michael Jackson's not here still, so I don't understand. It's so freaking dumb. So the bottom line is, people want to know, why are we upset? Why are the MJ fans so upset? And so I'm going to blow this up a little bit so we can see this a little better. It's all about the timing. It's so deliberate. It's only 1 month and 2 days since the successful launch of Michael Jackson's biopic. One significant reason for the fans frustrated is that the docuseries is released right after the biopic success. It's during the research of Michael's music worldwide. And of course, the public perception of Jackson has been shifted back into a more positive light, and they don't want that. It is reopening a settled case. Michael was found not guilty in 2001 after a lengthy trial. Many supporters argue revisiting the allegations repeatedly create a public retrial despite the acquittal. And this, like, the phrasings like try Michael again, by methods, recycling allegations, the agenda documentary. There is an agenda. The question is, why? I mean, we know why, but it's ridiculous. So, one of the things that the debate over balance and narrative is, critics of the series are worried that it would lean too heavily into suspicion rather than presenting both the prosecution claims and the evidence that was brought up. All the government systems are involved in all kinds of sick corruption, and they say the whole thing will fall apart if they go after them. It would. So the stuff that came out in the EpiPen files, again, I can't say that word on this platform, but you guys know what I'm talking about. When I said my heart was broken, it was broken. There were some people in the files that came up that I was like, but I found it super interesting how, like, their name may have came up once or twice, and then all of a sudden, quiet. Somehow the media is not covering it. I've heard stories allegedly of people like being warned to stop talking about it. Crazy. And so, I don't know if you noticed, I remember on YouTube, the EpiPen files were all over my timeline, and then all of a sudden, silence. Never heard much about them again. Not saying people are not talking about it, but that content is no longer on my FYP. Give me a second. I'm trying to find water. I know I brought water in here. Oh, I need to redo my office. Like, you know how you have the wine racks, but just have water in here instead. Oh, here it is by my foot. So, it's just like, once upon a time, we didn't have this type of information exposed to us. Now, you conspiracy hats, you tinfoil people, y'all been talked about this. I know when my mother was alive. Now, listen, my mom's in heaven, right? But my mom used to talk about a lot of stuff like this, and had warned me what to look out for in life, who to look out for in life, what things to buy, why are we not buying it, like all this stuff. I used to be like, yo, mommy, you putting 20 on 10. I mean, I wasn't little. This is like maybe 15 years ago. But I just remember like, yo, mommy, you doing the most, because she wouldn't let me play certain celebrities' music. Like there's just certain people. She's like, no, they're evil. And she meant it. And turned out, I wish my mom was alive, just so I could say, Mama, you were right about them all. Because she called it out specifically who was problematic. It didn't go away. It's just none of my feeds anymore since, that too. They had us all they had all of the energy in the world to go against Michael, but none on the E. Yes. Salute to my beautiful, wise mother. I was one of those people. I might have been giving it a side eye, like, you doing too much. You just don't want me to go to this concert. But guess what? Guess what? Mama was right. Because if you guys are not aware of it, if certain artists are into certain practices, I don't want to get into like the conspiracies and stuff, but certain things could be being exposed to you. You're not even aware of it. So it's just like, listen to your mamas and your dads. And I know a lot of y'all be like, especially if you have religious family members like my family, listen to them. Even if it sounds crazy, just listen, look it up. And I think the only reason why I know my mother's telling the truth, because once she said the names that she said, when I started going on YouTube and researching, shoot, she was right. But it's like it's not out there. At least the time it wasn't out there. You had to look for it. So I was like, oh my God. But I just still don't know how my mama knew. My mother was nothing like me in terms of she wasn't the kind of person to like really like be in certain circles of things. Like, she's a mom. She's like a typical mom. So I was like, how you know? How you know? So the online perception has shifted. The biopic is viewed as a celebration of Michael's artistry, while the Netflix series is seen as a revisiting the most troubling aspects of his legacy. This stark contrast has led to a significant cultural divide amongst people online, whether it be the Jackson defenders, his critics, or like the media people. And that's exactly the whole point of doing this. Again, what are they trying to distract us from again? It's always something, whether we know it or not. Of course, our parents say crazy things. But now that I'm an auntie, and what I mean by auntie, I'm a woman of a particular age, got a couple of decades under my belt. Those crazy parents and, older aunties and the great grandparents, they're not crazy. Just listen to them, man. Like, even like, I know it seems like they're trying to take your fun away. They're just trying to keep you alive, your liver intact, your money intact, you away from the demons and the other people that cause really, really dark energy into your spirit. I know all this stuff sounds crazy, but it's just, I'm telling you, the more I research this stuff, the more I realize that we don't understand the world that we're in. It's like almost like we're in a different dimension. And so it's the people that are in the dark and clueless, and I hate to say it, I'm kind of part of that nonsense, but I'm finally waking up, I guess. And then it's the people that are running this show and they're awake on how the stuff really, really works. So it's just like, and then of course, for any of you guys who do push back, I guess the people in the third category, the ones that are quote unquote woke, the ones that are aware, those are the ones that gaslight and try to lock up because they know you're problematic. I mean, Michael Jackson was very woke and very aware, and you heard about the things he was trying to warn us in his music. And look where Michael Jackson is now. And he been called certain things out, certain people out, and now Michael's gone. That's not a coincidence. He went against the freaking system too much, and that you got to stand in line. It's crazy. I always have been super talented, but knowing what we know now, I'm so glad I wasn't in the industry. Exactly. Girl, they would have ate you up. Oh my gosh, they would have destroyed you. You're a pretty woman. They'd have been like, especially when you're young and you're really gullible, they would have went after you. It's to destroy the legacy. Absolutely, George. Now I trust my mom. She's always right about people. Yes. It's just I think we always think our parents are crazy. Hey, Rocky, by the way. um, Facts, yeah. We gotta I guess just try your best to keep fighting. We're definitely going to talk about ways we could fight this. Fight. We need to fight. We need to be aware that there's something they're trying to distract us from. And, we got to keep Michael's legacy as positive as possible. So the central concern revolves around the timing, the continuous revisiting the child. Wait, all charges were acquitted. Let me just blow this up a little bit so I can see this better. As the biopic helps present his artistry and legacy to a new generation in a more favorable manner, many fans believe that the Netflix documentary unjustly focuses on the man who has been declared innocent in court. Absolutely. How shameful. I mean, we barely got a month apiece, but here we go. And if you are new to the Michael Jackson fandom, I want you to welcome to the fandom. My name is Gabby Trish from the I Love the Jackson uh YouTube channel. And of course, I'm on Gadget Trish if you catch me on my main channel. If you are a Michael Jackson fan, you might have to learn how to research things and fight. We were hoping you guys got some peace, at least for your first year up into the community. But this is how it really is to be a moonwalker. George can tell you, Rocket can tell you, Mama can tell you, and Cheyenne can tell you. Unfortunately, all our lives we had to fight, and unfortunately, this is our first big fight for those who are into the new Michael Jackson fandom. But it's okay here. You'll be a better person in the end. Michael's music is playing everywhere, all over again, and it's changing things again. So they want to distort the frequency he created. You are so right. And let's talk about that beautiful frequency. Let's talk about how Michael's music is what, 4 to almost 5 decades old, and it is playing in the frequency of our hearts like it came out yesterday. I love I love what I'm seeing, but I think it's so sad that they won't let this man rest. Like, this is crazy. Would you guys be doing this if Elvis was going if they dropped the Elvis biopic, and they did? Would you guys get mad if everybody was dressing like Elvis and singing Elvis songs? Of course not. Would you be doing this if this was Bohemian Rhapsody or Queen's music and everybody was dressing like, how they did back then and singing their music? Absolutely. But what? It's a black man song. And Michael doesn't, like how he said in the movie, he's not just making music for black people, he's making music for everybody, for every frequency. What is the freaking problem? He's making for black people, white people, Spanish people, fat people, skinny people, old people, young people, everybody. What is your problem? Asian people, you name it, Russian people, Jewish people, people that are people. He's making it for all of us. What is the problem? So even though he's a black man, he is representing everybody. And now his family literally is represented in almost every nationality now. So I don't understand. The Jackson bloodline's even different now. It is changing, it's expanding. What is the problem? It's so freaking, this is the dumbest argument. The first, racism is a stupid argument. Why do we hate people over their color is a stupid thing to be fighting in 2026. We should be focusing on adjusting to AI, making sure there's jobs in the future, there's an ecosystem in the future. We need to be fighting that our food has so much poison, so much freaking parasites in organic food. We need to be fighting for better quality of life of food. The microplastics in our freaking blood that's giving us freaking diseases. I was going to say the word, but y'all, the C word, because I can't say certain things because it's not quote unquote facts, but we know a lot of people are getting cancer. What's causing it, man? What's causing all these problems? But we worried about stupid stuff. Oh, you're white, you're black, your eyes are blue, your eyes are, who cares? We're humans. What if aliens are real? I bet you real quick we're gonna be like, oh, we're here for the human race, right? According to the government, the aliens are real, but we're still fighting over black and white, Spanish. Oh my God, all the freaking cultures that have been demonized in the last couple of years. Asian people, Latin people. Well, black people were always demonized, but we're revisited. I guess they're trying to have slavery come back. This is what I mean. This is not a problem. Your economy freaking going into a freaking nosedive because all these jobs are being wiped out. Now that's a problem we need to address. The people on the freaking EpiPen list, that's a problem because these people are still doing whatever they want. You're not addressing that, but you are addressing a man who was found innocent of 14 freaking charges with the FBI thoroughly checking him. Found nothing. A jury of his peers said this man is innocent. And most important, this man is now passed away. And y'all still messing with him. I feel bad for his family, especially his freaking children. Give this arrest already. Give it up. If you are standing for the quote unquote victims, I would just start with the information the FBI has on some people that we know, alive and well. Just saying. Just saying. This is so freaking dumb. Michael's music is medicine for the world. Absolutely. Let me see. You know what? I'm thinking to do the same thing. Now, I do have plans that day, but I might squeeze in a movie. I might squeeze in a movie. Why not? Because a lot of you guys have said you're thinking about checking out the biopic on that day. So I might try to yeah, I agree, Rock. That's a great idea for sure. Because it's like, what are we doing? Yeah, let's go. Oh, let's. If you guys could, I would highly encourage to watch the Michael Jackson biopic on June 3rd. I do have some ways for you guys to save some money. The movie should be showing right. Yeah, exactly. So it's a great way to, maybe we can make like a record of a biopic making the most profit. What, it'll be like almost 6-7 weeks in. So we can make some history too if enough of us pull together. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um they need to pull Netflix. I'm learning that. I know it's about control and some other it's just so much, you're right, so much deeper. But it's just dumb. Like it's dumb. Like, if I don't like you, I promise you, it has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It's about your aura and your your aura. I mean, it's not your skin. It's how you treat people. It's weird. Michael gave us Earth Song from the system, but the system wants data centers to have clean water, not people. It hurts just as much as 2005. Absolutely. What's up, Cheryl? Said it before. He was guilty when you would be. Wait. Said it. Wait. Said it before. If he was guilty, he would not be having this conversation. Absolutely. Hey, what's up? What's up, Brit? Hey Trisha, just popping in. Every time there is something positive happening in Michael's legacy, the media always has to contradict it with some negative press. No, it's ridiculous. Not only it's ridiculous, but it's unfair. It's unfair. Like, come on. There's so many punching bags y'all could utilize, but you don't. And all I could say is maybe Michael's being punished for not playing with the demons. Because you can get you like think about the light that Michael's aura is beautiful. His legacy is beautiful. What he stands for is beautiful. And when you're in a world of darkness, nobody wants to see that kind of light shine. Like if the majority of the people that are connected to money and power are from darkness, if you got someone like Michael in the mix, they don't want him around, because it will show them like how, their shortcomings. Like I, I'm from New York. There's a lot of darkness around me all the time. There's always people scheming. There's always scammers. There's a lot. There's a lot. I always say maybe I'll write a book of my life. Like, there's just ugh. New York, and other major cities. It comes with a lot of darkness because everybody's after money and positioning, and it requires for you to do a lot of compromising things, and a lot of people are willing to compromise their soul and integrity to get what they want. And when you find people who don't do that, you're just like, oh, okay, I don't like you. Like you ain't, I got no dirt on you. You're not living like me. It's crazy. Oh yes, we know we're going to be talking about that, furry. You already know that's coming. Right now it's 8 million worldwide. Japan and China will be showing next month. Should make billion absolutely effortlessly. I think the documentary is trying to contradict it. Absolutely. If you can put doubt in people's mind, it well actually things are slowing down. If I'm not mistaken, Michael Jackson made about 20 million over this weekend. So it has slowed down a bit, but keep their foot on their necks, people. And Rocky's right. Once Japan and China gets involved, and I think Russia might be getting it too, it's going to be great. Let him rest. Come on, yes. Just saying, the president. Oh. Whoever saw it, saw it. I ain't messing with that, man. Michael would likely still be alive and protected if he did what he. Yeah, yes, but yes. Let me read that because that you were now on the head. Michael would likely still be alive and protected if he did what he is falsely accused of, just like many of the Hollywood weirdos. You were right. I 100% agree. I don't know why this documentary is being released. MJ is innocent and is proven. Well, if they're going to go over the documentary, we know the outcome. He was found innocent. I think our concern is the bias and the narrative they're going to try to say. It's almost like, well, I'm not going to see it, so y'all could tell me like what this is about. But you could definitely spin it and be like, oh, the jury was, they loved Michael, and they, what I'm saying. Like they can make it look like, that he was only innocent because maybe the jury was swayed or something. Again, you guys are going to, whoever is going to watch this, you got to tell us because I probably will not be keeping my Netflix for sure. Hey Trisha, did you just go live? I went live 43 minutes ago, but I'm not even halfway through my slides because I'm a freaking chatter. But hey, Sarita. But you know what it was, Serena, to answer your question, I did put the live up, I'm going to have to say at 10 o'clock. So it would not have gotten, you wouldn't have gotten a notice properly because there's no real time to like give notifications when I just do it that quick. Where I just saw a question. Oh, there we go. The Michael movie has everything Jackson highlighted, all the relatives, all the music, all the love. we were talking about how the Michael Jackson biopic, well, last week's discussion, and even the one on Toy's channel, we were talking about how the Michael Jackson biopic became the perfect movie by accident. To make it clear, it is not a perfect movie, but it became the perfect movie because of the kind of connections it made with the audience. So it's like, a lot of us hardcore fans wanted to know more stuff that we didn't know. A lot of the stuff we knew already, but what I think it did was just like a beautiful highlight of not only Michael but just his family. Poor Joe's not exactly seen in the most positive light, but I honestly still think Joe got off innocent. Not innocent, but got off good, considering, I heard Joe was super tough on his kids. Like, he really used to like beat them. Did we see Michael get beat? Yes, but not as much as they really got beat. And like, some of the ways he would beat them was one of the criticisms some of the kids have had. So it's like, it sucks. I know my parents hit me. And some people might see that as abuse. I don't see it as abuse because the way my mom used to spank me, but some people be like, "Oh my gosh, that's horrible." So the documentary was actually made by the same people that made Leaving Neverland, and that says a lot, and that's why I'm concerned. I found out about that on Brandon's TikTok, and I didn't have time to add it because I had did these slides yesterday. So yeah, no intention of watching it. Good for you. Michael Jackson was innocent, and he was, yeah, of course. Sorry for the comment. Just meant that there is a terrible people in the world that have terrible history. Yeah. I watched Moonwalkers yesterday, and I think Michael is trying to tell us he saw something that he wasn't supposed to see, and he's been paying for it ever since. If no, you're Leah, you're in the industry as well. I know Rocky's been in industry parties. I've been around people in the industry. If you're in the industry, you will eventually see something that doesn't sit well with your soul. Now, what I saw, and I don't mind talking about it because I didn't see anything flushed out. Make sure thinking about what I'm about to say. So I'm not going to speak on the people that I used to be around, but several of my friends worked in the industry. I think only one's left. And so we would be invited to studios a lot. And it was fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun. So the only thing that I saw that was considered inappropriate was, like, for example, I have a cousin who looks older than me, but is younger, and she has a really pretty body and a cute face. So a lot of industry people would try to talk to her. So of course we would say, "Hey, she's underage," and they would still try to talk to her. Now, the good news is no one did anything with my cousin. Once we saw what the problem was, we would all leave the studio and just go home, because a lot of people didn't believe that this girl was younger than me, even though she looked older and her body was a lot more mature than mine. That's the only thing I've seen, but that did bother me, though, that I'm telling you this is an underage girl and you're still trying to push on her. I've never seen the demonic stuff they're talking about that's on YouTube now. Like, this stuff that they said that allegedly be going on is so bad that I cannot say it on this platform. It is really bad, like super bad. Like, mm, like, wow, but it's dark. It's really, really dark. Um they're not highlighting. You ain't lying. I'm actually surprised that person even went to jail, period. Thought so. La, la, la. Obvious that it's the same egghead. Yes, of course, of course. This stock will not get any legs. We will shut it down. Now, we're going to be talking about TikTok trends, but there's one that I just found out before I did this live. I owe you a trend, guys. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you. I got this by luck. I was in Regal, and they had the popcorn bucket and the cup for $27. And it's funny, I was just talking to my cousin earlier, and she still wants the popcorn bucket. One part of me wants to get it for her, but my money's still funny. I think the buckets on resale market are still going for 60 something dollars, and the original price was 15. So that's a huge markup. Movie was tasteful. Yeah, it was tastefully done. Absolutely. And what I love about the Michael Jackson biopic, it has a high rewatchability. Like you could watch this movie over and over and over and over and over again, and you will not get tired of it. It's like trust. I think this is now Michael Jackson's biopic is it's the first time I've seen a movie so many times in theaters and over because I used to watch a lot of movies in the 90s because I worked for a movie theater. So I don't know how many times I've seen Clueless. I said maybe Clueless might be able to like contend with this. But this is the most that I spent my money in this era to see a movie. Michael was great. The transition to that era was perfect. Yes. We need Tom. Yes, we do. A lot of skinwalkers in here. A lot of skinwalkers in there. I heard of skinwalkers. That's one of those things that you'd be like, is that true? But some people are saying those things are true. Even if you don't believe it, those certain terminologies come up because it may be true to it. I don't have Netflix. I'm not watching. It's a money making opportunity for them. They see well the way things are going, Netflix is going to lose a lot of money because they're losing subscribers as we speak in bulk. I'm not watching that doc. It was also done by the Martin Bashir producer. Thanks for bringing that up. I think Brandon had brought that up as well. Um, I went through horrible stuff growing up in the 80s and 90s, and Gary Joe's ways was the way things were in Chicago and the black culture. I'm so sorry you went through all that stuff. Yeah, thanks for sharing. That's not easy to share those type of things out loud. I appreciate you though. Honesty lets the people know that they're not alone because we all have things that we wish that were different and could have been better. Don't have Netflix anymore. I just have a profile on my aunt's account. All right. It's like being a room full of people, but the light is out. Yeah. Michael had discernment. When you get that gut feeling trusted, you know what's crazy? I started getting better with discernment in the last, I would say 2 years of my life. I've always had it, but I was the type of person that would just not, you know, go with my gut. And now I'm like that. The only energy I listen to is that gut feeling. Even if you can't explain why you feel the way you feel, you just got to listen to it. Like, that's crazy. Um, Not only that, but Michael wanted to buy Marvel and other major companies. Plus, he brought the catalog in 1985. Sony had to stop him, so they paid people to lie. That's what I heard. And this is what I'm starting to learn about power and money. Um, does does anybody watch The Boys? Even though I'm low key disappointed with the last season. For me, even though The Boys crosses the line on certain things, season 5 I was over. It was just too much God religious nonsense going on. But the reason why I'm bringing up The Boys is um if you ever watch The Boys, it's about superheroes that were created through a private company. And so these his superheroes thought they were chosen, like they basically were lucky to have superpowers, not realizing they were created, and then corporations were controlling the superheroes. And most of the superheroes were so corrupt. Like they were murdering people, but they had this whole fake facade that they were good and morally correct. And when I see The Boys, I literally think of all the people that we look up to. Not all, but most of the heroes that we look up to, most of them are corrupt. Most of them are doing things they have no business. Most of them know where the bodies are buried. And unfortunately, a lot of our heroes or the people that we look up to are corrupt, and they're not the people they pretend to be. And if you are not part of the corruption, they are going to destroy you. And just like in The Boys, even though if you're religious, please don't watch The Boys. You're going to be pissed. But um in The Boys, any of the quote unquote good superheroes that try to go against the system, either they killed them or they kicked them out. So I think about Michael Jackson again, even though he was a celebrity, even though he was like financially probably one of the most stable and powerful, if you are not playing the game of the wicked, you are out, my dude. You are out. And I think it says, I think people are, whoever is part of the ecosystem of hating Michael, it's so deep that this man has been almost in the ground for now, what, 2 decades, and you still messing with him? It's like, damn, who did Michael Jackson piss off when he was alive? What the hell? Jesus. And like I said, I really feel bad for his family, man. Let this man rest. This is freaking dumb. All right. 5 times for Carol. Keep it going, sis. The Michael biopic is doing incredible numbers. The Jacksons are very happy, especially Jermaine. Yvette. I definitely be watching it when it comes out, streams a lot. Well, you watching it? Well, it's your prerogative. I'm not here to tell y'all what to do. I want you to be free thinking people, even if you don't agree with me. That's right. It's all about seeing people's perspective. I love Michael visiting sick kids in the hospital. In the biopic, that was my favorite part, even though like what you call it, they actually could have showed way more. There was a good balance of showing his love for people, his stage life, his family life. Like, think about this, guys. They showed all that in 2 hours and 7 minutes, and they went from 1966, I believe, up into 1988. There was a lot shown for that small amount of time, you know? I have the popcorn hat. Yes. That popcorn, I honestly never wanted the popcorn hat, but now that I have it, good quality. It was way better than I thought. Yeah, heck, girl, child. You know, when I was younger, I never had the kind of empathy that I have now, but I've gone through stuff and you understand people and struggles. And then, I was talking to my best friend the other day and we were just like having a deep, deep conversation. And I was just like, being an adult is so hard. It's so hard because you got to deal with the stuff from your past, your present, and then the challenges of aging or your family aging and parents and aunts and stuff. It's just a lot. So it's crazy. Trisha, when you saw the movie, did people dance at the end? Only one time, a bunch of people. That was my third screening. And on May the 4th, I found this really cool person to dance with. And no, not really. Yo, Carol loves me. This I know, cause the super chat tells me so. Thank you, Carol. Truly appreciate it. I never got into The Boys. I thought about watching it last night. If you're sensitive, I consider myself sensitive now. Because like if you're like trying to like spiritually change your life and just change like who you are as a person, like things that didn't bother you will bother you. Like for example, nudity bothers me because sometimes it triggers things in you that you don't want to be triggered. So there is some nudity in The Boys. I'm not super sensitive to language. My aunt is though. Oh my gosh, you curse around my aunt, she's having a heart attack. She hates when people curse. But they were just doing a lot of weird like Jesus things and religious things. There's a pastor in the last season and it's just like weird stereotypes. So it's not I wouldn't recommend The Boys if you're sensitive. Like if you're trying to like get away from ratchet content, do not watch The Boys. But the only reason why I suggested, because I only saw it because I didn't see season 5, and then when I saw season 5, I was like, like there's a lot of things I missed because I was trying to like watch the season super fast, so I wasn't like really getting into it. But I'm not gonna rewatch it. I've seen enough for me not to like want to see it again. I was like, yeah, no, but yeah, no. Mike was telling us, and the music for years. I'm listening to his lyrics even closer. Money, yes. We need to like examine all the songs that Michael was warning us about a lot. Michael, Ben, try to say something. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I just burped on the mic. My bad. Let him rest in peace. Have we forgotten everything he done in the world? Michael Jackson has truly one of a kind, the closest thing to God sent human being. Yeah. I wouldn't say Michael's the closest thing to God, but I would say Michael had a really good heart. Because you got to remember, there's also another side of Michael, and you get a little glimpse of it in like Michael the musical, right? Some of the things he struggled with. Um, I think though there is some foreshadowing when Michael Jackson got in the movie. I hope y'all seen this, but in the movie, when he had gotten burned, there was a painkiller they gave him, and I said, and they were very specific what it was, and I said, you already know for Michael Jackson Part 2, that's probably there's going to be a payoff to that because it was just like he struggled with certain things because um I think Michael desperately there was weight to what people thought about him. And I really, it's sad to think that Michael didn't know the level that the fans loved him. Like, for example, when he did This Is It, he was so surprised about everyone's reaction because I guess he thought everyone didn't like him because of, the drama with the trials. But Michael, man, we always loved you. We always loved you. Um, I know for me as a fan back in 2005 era, I was actually in college back then. People were making fun of me for defending this man. Like they were really making fun of me. So it's just like, I'm not the only fan that had issues in that era. Like we had to be selective who we said that to because I mean I was getting called every name in the book. Every name in the book. Um I don't know. I wish I could have spoke up more. I had a channel back in 2007. The would have, could have, should have. I'm sure we could have did a lot of things different. We could have fought the media even back then. Like there were people like Jenny and Vernay, and there's a couple of fans. They were on the ground running defending Michael back then. Traveling from this side of the East Coast to the West Coast. Defending Michael, and I kind of wish I was more like that back then, but I couldn't be that fan then, but I'm that fan now. I will fight for Michael now. I'm actually wearing this t-shirt was designed by Honey, one of my sisters, and it's that lies runs and sprints, but the truth runs in marathon. Guess what, guys? We're on a marathon. We're in a marathon for Michael. And like I said, if you're new to the fandom, this is part of being a fan. You shouldn't have to fight, especially when Michael has so much evidence of being innocent. But unfortunately, there is some weird target on Michael Jackson. I've never seen nothing like this. I think like if they had treated Michael like a normal celebrity, I wouldn't even have this channel, to be honest. But like out the gate, I always felt like I could have done more when he was alive, and I knew YouTube was a way to show my support for Michael, and I've been talking about Michael since 2009, like since he passed away. So Michael's kids don't deserve to be picked on, and yeah, and neither does his family, his siblings, his moms. It's crazy. He was an angel in the flesh. Music aside, that man did more for humanity, for children, for charity, and for bringing people together than most people could ever imagine. I agree, but I kind of wish now if you guys are atheists and stuff, I don't mean to offend you, but I wouldn't be here without God. If you guys knew what I've been through and what I'm going through, I have to give credit to the man that just keeps me. That's God Himself. And I now, if I could had a dream, I wish Michael just had did more praise music. Michael was, raised Jehovah Witness. His mom, Rebe, they're really big on God. And even though Michael's music did have positive lyrics and stuff, I still wish he would use that voice more for God. When everything's said and done, when it's time for you to go over to the other side, you're going to look at your life and you're going to look about what you could have did better. And it's like, if you believe in God, if God is the reason why you woke up and you know it, then you also have to talk about God. As much as I love Michael Jackson, as much as I love him as a human, he's still human like me. Has he been used as an instrument for positivity and making a change? Absolutely. But you got to give the ultimate source to God and God Himself. You understand? Michael's aura is from the things he was exposed to from probably his mom. I know Ron Jerkins, I think the guy who produced Invincible, he said that that Michael accepted God into his life before he passed over and stuff and things like that. And so it's just like, you know, I think that's why I do love Michael to the level that I do, because I do see his light, but I also got to give the ultimate credit to the light himself, God Himself. Like, that is the ultimate light, because it's just like, especially if you're me, I see a lot of people die way younger than most. And then it makes me realize, like, when it's my time to go, as much as I talk about the Jacksons or Michael, Star Wars, this, that, and the third, do I talk about God enough? Absolutely not. So it's just like, that's why I think I'm a little more sensitive to things, because it's like I just see things different now. It's just like, when you're going through tough times, sometimes you don't want to be here. You want to unalive yourself. You want to give up. You want to get depressed. Don't do that. Just look into the light, the source Himself. So amen. Like, amen to the source. His impact on the world will live forever. People slander His name because purity exposes the demons within them. Yes, history has shown that the world often turns against the ones who shine the brightest all the time. And I want you guys to keep being the light, and I mean that in the best way possible, because it's like a lot of things rock because we don't call bad things out, and we just let it rock, or we want to fit in. Be okay to fit out. I am by myself most of the time because I just don't fit in a lot of people's agenda, what is cool to do and what's not cool to do. And it's like, if I'm not trying to change people, I'm just trying to change myself. Sometimes you'll find yourself alone, and that's okay. It's absolutely okay. I like the beginning and the end of the movie. Okay, you're so welcome. I want so much for things to be good for you. You mean so much. Carol, you're gonna make me cry. So I promise you I'm not gonna trauma dump, at least not on this channel. But I want to thank people like Carol. Actually gonna give a shout out to my sister. I know my sister does not watch my channel, but if she ever does, she knows what she did. And there's other people, Cassandra. Yeah, I'm calling people out specifically. There are people that have done things for me financially that have definitely made this tough year, much easier. So, Kara, I appreciate you, and I'm glad. I mean so much to you. You mean a lot to me too, sis. I really do. So the superheroes are warped in the boys. Oh yeah, they're very corrupt. Um, and most of the heroes are corrupt, but there are a couple of that are not. And if you're sensitive to like all the things I mentioned, don't watch it. Including mockery of God. But it's actually how I think real superheroes would be if they really existed. Too much power, corrupts, man. I'm sorry. I feel Michael wanted us to be friends and to love each other. I feel his spirit. Absolutely. Absolutely. The Jacksons have been telling us from the beginning, push love. Love is truly power. Even if like the world is full of darkness, you still should be the light. You still should be the one to make change. I think some of the reason why I'm a better person because I'm around better people. Like there's this one guy in my job. Something really bad happened to me. I'm gonna say 2 weeks ago. I just couldn't stop crying at work. I just could not stop crying. And the person hugged me and he said some comforting words. And I could just tell by the sincerity of the hug that he meant everything. And I just stopped crying. So it's just like, and he's such a bright spirit at work. So positive, man. And I love those type of people. I really have no idea how I really have no idea how lonely he was. I cried. I think Michael was probably one of the loneliest people until his children came in his life. Um, but we were saying in the last week's live how some of us related to that Twizzler scene or just the moments where just Michael was just isolated. Like for me, my entire world was my mom. And so when my mom passed away, I'm still experiencing like isolation like I've never experienced because I'm very I could be very complicated and things are less complicated when my mom is around, or was around. So it's like you have to lean on God because you can't expect people to understand your energy. I think my mom understood my energy because she birthed herself. But most of y'all can relate to like not people quite understanding you and your temperament. Like with me, either I'm super, super sweet or I get super, super quiet. I can even be super mean sometimes. My mom knew how to navigate through all that energy. And it was just never a discussion. But again, my mother birthed herself. So, of course, my mom could deal with herself. At least I think so. The funny thing in the movie was all the Mel and the fans in front of the house. There was one scene. Remember the scene where the Michael's coming out the house and this girl's running and security grabbed her? I would have been that girl. Because I remember back in the days, like I used to go to the Apollo and I wanted to meet TLC so freaking bad. Now at the time, Left Eye was alive. So I just get up and then I walk towards where I think the celebrities are. Security goes, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm here to see TLC." So then they grabbed me and they said, "Ma'am, sit down." It's like, I was just like, because I'm one of them people, I'm just going to act like I know where I'm going. And sometimes I look out. He really did see the whole world turn their backs on Michael. The radio stations, they were playing R. Kelly in 2000. I'm sorry, R. Kelly '02. Those were the tapes out, but they weren't bumping it. What? Well, remember, Michael was fighting his record company too. There was a lot of drama with Michael in that era. I don't find a coincidence that you were fighting against your company and all of a sudden, new allegations. And that cost him a lot of money in real life. That was crazy. There were always fans in front of Havenhurst. You should have seen it after he died. Lots of people all the way. Oh my gosh. I think when Hill Los Angeles started opening up the property for the charity events, listen, back then I had money, like a decent amount of money in the savings. I wasn't even trying. I mean, I was hesitating because it was a lot of money, but I was like, shoot. Because I didn't know they were going to open up the house again, King of Popcorn, blah, 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 blah. I'm one of those people, like, if there's an opportunity and it's a once in a lifetime, I'm taking it. What bothers me about Michael was his nose job, why he was Hamson. So I'm going to speak for the pepper nose community or the wide nose community. In Black culture, unfortunately, the African descendant people with the more prominent features are sometimes made fun of from people in our own community. So it took me almost my whole life to embrace my features. And that's a long time, like 4+ decades to embrace my features. But I remember people used to like tell me as a child, oh, you're pretty, but your nose, or you're pretty, but your lips are too big. Thank God I never had the complexion issue, but some people in my family have been demonized for being too dark. And I'm like, that's so unfortunate. And it's like, you got to think in the movie. Again, this is what was in the movie. Imagine in real life, Joe was really like making fun of Michael's nose. And so it was just like when you have your own parent doing that to you, and then now when I go to Hollywood, I'm not gonna lie, I always want to get surgery because like everyone just changes their features and they're just like quote unquote so perfect looking. But so if you have a family member doing that to you, then on top of that, you're in a region where everyone is getting surgery because in European culture, sometimes they'll get they might be born with that European bump, so they'll get rid of the bump. In Black culture, it's the wideness of our nose. There was a time where having big lips was not considered attractive. Now it is. So people don't bother me about my lips now, but when I was younger, oh my gosh, oh, your lips are so big, they're so big. And I'm like, no, they're not. Like they belong on my chubby, cute face. Like I don't understand what the issue is. So even though to answer, like to piggyback on your statement, Michael was handsome, but if your own dad is demonizing your features, how are you supposed to feel comfortable about your skin? My mother always told me I was beautiful. My father always said I was beautiful. So I'm comfortable in my skin because of my parents. But what if my parents was demonizing me, plus I was getting teased in school? I probably would have had a nose surgery too. I mean, there's nothing wrong getting surgery, but sometimes when you get it, you just don't know when to stop. So it's just like, it's tougher for those who have the wider and bigger lips. You guys, the wider nose and the bigger lips, you guys know I'm not lying. Or the darker skin, people will demonize those features all the time. And this is from the actual Black community. It's crazy. Trisha, you were just a kid. It's a survival good because you are one of the other side of Michael. There's nothing we could do. Remember, he was untouchable, truly a star. You are going. Oh, you're doing the work now. Thank you. God is the greatest. Amen. I believe in God. And I want you guys to always center on God. It's okay to like who you like and admire what they do, but people are flawed. And sometimes when we put people in those high positions, when you find out who they really are, you're disappointed. I'm lucky, I don't, there most of the people I met that I wanted to meet, they turned out to be nice people, but I don't know who they are behind closed doors. I have no idea. Like they might be crazy, they might be mean. We don't know that. So it's just like keep your eyes on God. God's light definitely shines on him. You could see it. Absolutely. Michael Jackson had a horrible life. God welcomed him with open arms immediately. Amen. Uh, God is the greatest. Those who seen the Pepsi commercial, to me, the biopic proved that that was no accident. You ain't lying. Michael climbed to the top stairs, and the brothers remained on the bottom. I thought about that. I always felt like there might have been some weird conspiracy behind it. You might be right. The creator is the bigger than the religion and their different brand names. Good is good, and Michael showed it. Amen. I often think about how Michael helped Ryan White. Though that warms my heart. Yes, that's a good throwback. Michael was on assignment. Well, one thing I learned from my mom, and I also, I see this from Michael too. If you are blessed enough to have money, even if you don't have money, like let's say someone like in New York, you'll find more and more people begging and crying for food. If you got $6, give the person $1. Like what are you gonna do with that dollar? Get 2 bags of 50-cent chips. Like we need to learn to start sharing what we have and being part of our community of change. Like, Michael had a lot of money and he shared a lot. And that's how my mom raised me. Like if you get a fortune, share it. share it. Oh, child, when I say I needed it so bad, I try not to cry at work, but sometimes life gets really, 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 really bad and you can't afford to call out. But I'm on the verge of requesting an emergency vacation because just it's a lot going on still. But I'm very blessed. That's a good energy to have around you. Um Not security grabbing me. Yes, yes, yes. I'm not watching Netflix. I'm watching the biopic. Heck yeah. You know what? This might be. I'm going to try to get through all the comments before we get to the rest of the slides. But we definitely need to talk about how we're going to handle this mockumentary insanity. I don't think there's nothing wrong with his nose. I know that, and you know that. But I'm telling you, sis, like, I would say in white culture, um, white people will get demonized for having that bump on their nose, um, or not having blue eyes or blonde hair. Um, that could be, I wouldn't suggest contacts, but some people will put contacts. But a nose, like that is part of your face. It's tough. And you're in Hollywood. I think that is the main factor. You're no longer in Gary, where people look like you. You are in Hollywood. It's so different. And you from Cali, because Carol, it's different once you get there. I had a nose job. It was painful. I got it done in Beverly Hills. See, because you live in Cali, so you know what's up. Hey, Brucey Bruce. Things are better. Things are better. I got some angels here on earth making sure things are getting handled for me. I appreciate it. I was bullied as a kid and called big teeth, big ears, big nose, but my parents never ever bullied me about my features. Right? Like if you don't have a safe place at home, it hurts even more. I don't think about my nose. I don't think about getting my nose done now because I look like my mom, and as a kid she is one who wanted to grow up and just look, yo, wow. So I love it now because I see her. Amen. I honestly don't know when I started falling in love with my nose. Maybe like 10 years ago. Like it, as much as I wanted to change, I just can't see myself having any other nose for what it's worth. Michael was a sensitive kid and was traumatized. Joe did some good things, but he was supposed to be a protector and he felt, yeah. What about baby boy? Michael was a tool that Joe Jackson used to feed his ego. No, not torment. No way. Thank you. Michael to need Michael to needs to focus on the philan you know what I'm trying to say. I can't tongue tied here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Tr- like literally this money has been used to keep the condensate on, so I appreciate it. I think my condensate's like $200 a freaking month, and I don't even have AC on yet. I hope the Michael movie is still in the theaters in June. It better be. In theory, Serena, it still should be there. So the Project Hail Mary movie came out, I believe, March 20th or around that time. And even though it's streaming, it's still in the movies. So they better have it for the rest of June, or at least until we get to 1 billion. Like, the most beautiful people do all kinds of weird surprises to their face for absolutely no reason. Then my own father makes fun of my face. What's wrong with me wanting to do plastic surgery? Exactly. There's a couple of celebrities, black to be exact, who got nose jobs and stuff, and I'm like, your nose was fine, but okay. Michael had 2 rhinoplasties, and the second one ended up getting infected, and that's why it looks. Oh wow, plastic surgery is super dangerous too. But I get it. If you're not happy with something, it is what it is, you know. Mr. Jackson called Michael Big Nose. It hurts me so he can imagine how it felt. I would have been devastated. I would have been devastated if my parents were saying stuff like this. Like, what are we talking about? Michael to the movie, I mean. Okay, got you. Thank you again for the super chat. Got you. So let's do this again. Michael 2 needs to focus on, but you know what? I don't know. Listen, we can talk about MJ2, but I still struggle on what they should focus on. Like, are they going to do like the highlights of his life again? Or are they going to dig a little deeper? Huh. But we'll see. We will see. Long ago, when Sister came out in May 1992, it was all the way into September. Oh, wow. That's a long run. But Carol, they do not run movies that long anymore. That I could tell you. I'm trying to see Mortal Kombat 2, which came out after Michael Jackson. I could barely find a screening now. I was like, dang, bro. All right. This is a good time. Hey, Tor. This is a good opportunity to talk about how we could fight the power. How to push back, man. How to push back. So here are some suggestions of things and strategies that we could do. You guys are already ahead of the game, especially if you're doing short content, but we want to promote positive content. We also want to promote content calling this crap out. You know, I should have put that on there. So we want positive content, but we also want content calling out the stupidity. Like if you guys want to put stuff like calling Netflix out, please do. Please do. We want to share facts to counteract the narrative. Today, if you guys saw my short, which is also going to be the ending of this video, you know, I posted something creatively using AI and cloud. So, you know, just little things here. We are signing petitions, and a lot of you guys chose not to watch the documentary. um Engage respectfully and share perspectives, and also, you know, share if you like what you see from other content creators, please share that as well. You know, you may not be creating, but on TikTok and also Instagram there is a reposting feature. Repost it, put it in your stories, put it in text, share what you like. Now, if you guys are not aware, one of the biggest trends going on TikTok is canceling Netflix. I'm going to make this clear. I'm not going to tell you guys what to do or what you should do. You're going to do what you feel comfortable. If you want to watch, you watch it. If you want to cancel, you want to cancel. But I'm keeping it real with you. 90% I'm canceling. This is bs.com. I'm over. And for me to cancel Netflix is heartbreaking. I don't know if I'm just going to cancel it for a month or for the rest of the year or for the rest of my life, but I want to make a point that you don't do crap like this and get away with it. So, you know, even if it's 1 month, it's still going to hit them financially. So, but you do what feels comfortable to you, okay? But that is definitely one of the biggest trends going on. These are some of the posts when you put that into the search engine in TikTok, these are some of the posts that came up. Y'all had me cracking up with the middle finger to Netflix with the sequence glove. So, you know, keep getting the word out. You know, Netflix tried that. It says Netflix tried it if you want to. We don't play about him. We don't. Michael is like that uncle that everyone knows. Like, we don't play about Michael. We just don't. His music is the soundtrack of our life, and I'm sorry, yo, because of the evidence presented to us by the court of law of a peer, jury of his peers, he is found innocent. If you want to play the game of justice, you could start for the people that you probably work for. The EpiPen list. Like, y'all got sources if you want to do real justice, but you don't because you're cowards. Because maybe you're just trying to cover up for the people that you're around. The real people are the problem. Just saying. Like, again, if they're doing something like this, guys, I promise you, it's a distraction. Welcome to the MJ community. If you're new here, has anyone seen Square One documentary? Absolutely. I haven't heard of it before today, but uh, n- uh now I saw it, and it made a long time ago, and it has a lot of relevant information. Absolutely. Thank you, Liz, for bringing that up. If you haven't seen things like Square One, please check it out. I'm not sure what platform it's on. It might be on Amazon Prime services or whatever, because or you guys might be like me, like even if you cancel Netflix, you won't have it turned off for in a couple of more days or weeks. Maybe you could watch it while you still have Netflix. But yeah, check out Square One for sure. I met the director a couple of times. Thank you, sweetie. It's on YouTube. Thank you. I'm against TMZ. I'm gonna leave that alone. I was gonna say something, but it's more on the alleged side, so I'll leave that alone. But I will just say sometimes TMC is like calling the kettle black. Read between the lines. Do you know that This Is It grows 55 million in Japan, which is the highest grossing? No, I didn't know that. Uh, After America, can't wait to see yes, Japan. Don't fellas, man, let's get this over 1 billion. I think the movie made over. Yes, I think if it's not 800 million, it's close to it. All right, good. Square One's on YouTube, guys. Please check that out. And thank you, Liz, for bringing that up. So some of you guys did a post yesterday, and y'all were clapping back on this. Do not play. I canceled Pepsi in 1984, Oprah in 1993, HBO in 2019, and now she's canceling Netflix. Hilarious. Netflix can go to hell. I will never subscribe to them again. I don't have Netflix. You know what we should do, everybody? We should go and watch the biopic on June 3rd instead. Absolutely, Inez. I think it was some other responses. The main thing is people have to not watch and cancel. Money is the only language they speak. And then this one's a little bit longer, but let's get into what they're saying. Cancel Netflix. The mockumentary is biased. Those involved with the verdict are the same people that were involved with Finding Neverland, which was removed from streaming because it was all holes, lies in the stories. Journalists with evil agendas to put Michael in trial again and convict him via public opinion are I wonder what that says. Let me see if I can blow this up 1 second. There's a way to make this a little bit bigger. Hold on, guys. There we go. Still their opinions are, I don't know what that says. Anyway, this will be defamation. I'm saying that wrong. Not the truth. Jones wrote about this. It's called The Michael Jackson Conspiracy, and told how the media heavily slanted facts against Michael Jackson. She was in the courtroom. Watch Square One on Amazon Prime for the truth. Keep going to see Michael and celebrate his love and light he brought into the world. Amen. Let's absolutely do that. Does anybody know when Taj coming out with a documentary, Rewriting History? I don't know. Brittany, if we can get that out now, that would be great. Don't know. So, especially since their father passed away, Taj is way quieter than normal. They have come out to tour in Europe, but that's the only real time I've seen Taj. Hopefully, though, Rewriting History will be one of the projects he gets back to once he's ready to come back for good. All right. So if you want to see Square One, it's Prime Video and YouTube. Thank you guys for letting us know. I used to love Oprah. I got tired of her in 2011. I lost respect for her and Gail. Ouch. Square One is free on Tubi, Plex, and Prime. Thanks, sis. Have you watched Loving Neverland? Maybe. I think last year. But it maybe I gotta look at what we did last year. Maybe we could do a couple of more watch parties. Then even if you don't go to the theaters on June 3rd, watch something Michael related and do some. And we should select a song that represents the fight and makes trends. Any ideas? You know me. There's several. They don't care about us. Tabloid junkies. Yes. And then we should make it number one on the charts. And this way he'll chart and make history as well. I remember Taj told Ebony, Tiffany, and I we were going to love the movie, right? They did an excellent job. Shout out to the Michael Jackson biopic. So here's a couple of facts celebrating Michael Jackson's global box triumph. Now I did this maybe a day and a half ago, but I'm sure the numbers went up. But we are at 788 million. Bohemian Rhapsody still number one, but Michael Jackson is number one domestically. Just that developed very recently, and so keep putting a foot on a fake critic neck so we can get this to number one. Also, a few fun things that have happened since the biopic came out. Billie Jean number one on the global streaming charts. Um, Beat It is climbing the Soul's Thriller. Top five streaming anthems. Billie Jean, Thriller, Beat It, Man in the Mirror, Smooth Criminal. So his music is charting. Again, keep streaming the music, keep putting their foot in their necks. So I'm not sure if you guys saw my post last week, but there's something that I came up with to, I guess, hashtag or make the biopic going multiple times a thing. So I'm going to put this completely up. Hold on, here we go. So we have something called the Michael Jackson or the MJ Biopic Challenge. That's when you see it at least 7 times in the theater. Then you have the second tier, the MJ Biopic Double Up Challenge, and that was inspired by knowing that Prince Jackson saw it 14 times. And then I just added a new challenge, the MJ 777 Biopic Challenge, that's physically seeing the movie in theaters 21 times and up. And of course, 777 is Michael's lucky number. And so I know for me, time is the biggest issue, and money's been a little bit challenging. So I came up, hold on, actually, let me the next slide. So the whole point of us seeing the movie multiple times is to push it to 1 billion as fast as we can go, especially with China. I think Japan comes out June 12th. Not sure about China, but everyone, they're coming out next month as well. Us collectively can get this to 1 billion in the next week or two. Just keep going, guys. I know it's a lot of time, it's a lot of money, but I got some shortcuts for you. So let's get into some strategies on how to save money and support the movie. Keep posting your MJ fits and let people know how many times you experienced it, whether you use these hashtags or not. The growing trend on TikTok is people saying, this is my third time, this is my second time, this is my there's one girl, 23 times she saw the biopic. Awesome. Keep letting people know. I don't care if it's a t-shirt, I don't care if it's a glove, a fedora hat. Let people know what your fit is or what item is in reference, and then of course the number of times you've seen it. That's a great way to let people know you're still putting a foot on their neck. So most Tuesdays, we have discounts in almost every major chain. I'm going to break that down, which chains have those discounts and what that entails. So Tuesday, you have 50% off from AMC on Tuesday and Wednesday, as long as you join any of their tiers, whether it's the free tier, the $15 tier, or the A-list tier. Most movies have early matinees, which are cheaper tickets. if you have seniors in your life or you are a senior, it's usually cheaper. And then I didn't know this until I did research for this. They have student and military discounts. Just see what chains back that up, and that's across most chains. Of course, do your own research. I use AI to research this, which means it could be wrong, but here we go. Now, this I know is to be true because I'm a huge AMC moviegoer. Um, Definitely join their tiers. I don't care if it's a free tier. Now the AMC Stud A list is the best value, but a lot of you guys don't have time to go to the movies more than once a month, so that would be a waste of money. But if you get the free tier or the $15 tier, you'll have the 50% on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So let's say you want to like see the movie on those days, you could see the Michael Jackson biopic for as low as like $10 if you're part of these memberships. On Sunday afternoon, Carol says she pays $15.99. That's awesome. And she also wears a glove and a black jacket. That's what's up. So go to church, read the holy word in the scheme of life. Oh my God, they don't care about the money. That's funny. First I was like, what? And I was like, okay, it's lyrics. The Alamo, you don't need to join any of their memberships. On Tuesdays, it's $9. The Alamo has the most elevated food experience I've ever been in a movie theater. So we have, if you're in New York, we have one in New York and one in Brooklyn. And if you in Westchester, if you're willing to take the Metro North and take the Uber down there. But I wouldn't suggest that if you live in Brooklyn or Manhattan, just do the Alamo in the city. And they also have memberships as well, some rewards. I might do the Alamo again for sure. That was a really cool experience, and they have a vegan friendly menu as well if you're vegan like me. Tuesday, Cinemark. I've never gone to Cinemark, but they seem to have the best merch hands down. They usually have discounts on Tuesdays for their membership. Certain members will sign up for that and discounted concession treats. Discounted Tuesdays is from Cinepods. I don't know. I'm gonna say that. Cine something. They have membership clubs, savings, and senior citizen discounts. Hawkins, they have Tuesday nights and refillable cups and memberships as well. Marcus Theaters, $5 Tuesdays. That's freaking good if that includes the biopic. If anybody has a Marcus Theaters, confirm that. Please let us know. I never even heard of Marcus Theaters. Regal. When I did the Michael Jackson 4DX experience, the Michael Jackson Screen X experience, these are the days I'm using the theater on Tuesdays to get those experiences. You're still paying $20-ish, but these without these discounts, it might be $30-$40. So also if you join the Regal membership, the free membership, you can get popcorn for 50% on Tuesday. Just in case you're like, oh, let me get some popcorn, because popcorn can be pricey as well. Showcase Cinema Bargain Tuesdays is look into that if that's a chain you're familiar with. And whether you're seeing the biopic 1 time, 7 times, 14 times, 21 times, every ticket repost and positive post helps make it a hit. So whatever role you can get, because I know for me right now, the biggest problem I'm having is just time. I still got movie gift cards from Regal, so I could still pay for some elevated experiences. Like I said, Alamo at $9 is a bargain. Of course, I am an AMC lister, but like I said, I still want to some point pay for some of my movies and go to multiple chains just so we can get to that 1 billion a little bit faster. And we are finally at the end, so I'll read some of the comments. I cannot believe this is almost a 2-hour live by myself. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I didn't mean to say God's name in vain. My bad. The mall was very busy on the week. I noticed that. So in New York, the weather was really bad, so it was super busy. It worked for me. It was like Black Friday this weekend, especially on Saturday. MJ is at 5 on Spotify, monthly listeners with 1.9 million. That's just so amazing. And the weekend is 3 at 1 uh 15 million. That's awesome. For the weekend, good for him. The way his daily listeners are growing, he's gonna beat the weekend very soon. That's super impressive for both Michael and the weekend. Congrats to the weekend. That's really cool. I don't want to get tickets online because they add extra fees. Thank you for mentioning that. So, for example, the Alamo is like $9 if I get it through the app, but if I get it in person, no, I'm sorry. If I get it through the app, it's $11 because I got a $2 fee. If you want to save a couple of dollars, just get your tickets in person. That's a great, great, great tip. So you can put that money towards another MJ ticket. When the weather gets bad out there, people stay home. Because you guys are drivers, so New Yorkers, we're not. I personally do not like doing anything in the rain. That's why I canceled my tickets yesterday. I was like, I'm not. It's different if I'm at work already and then I'm going to the movies, but I was off yesterday. I was like, mm-mm. We used to have a movie theater in my area, but that been gone. I wish I had a movie theater in this area because then more Michael. So, oh my god, I look so tired. Michael biopic release dates. China on April 24th, Russia on May 28th, and Japan June 12th. Oh, awesome. The rainy season is over out here. Oh, thank God. I've never been in Cali while it was raining because it doesn't rain as much. But lately, y'all been getting some rain. Ouch. So, guys, keep the positivity. I know for some of you guys that are new in the fandom, you're like, what's going on? Why is everybody fighting? Why is everything chaotic? That's just normal Moonwalker stuff because they keep attacking this man with no evidence. So, this is what we go through every couple of freaking years. And yeah, I didn't see it coming so soon. I thought y'all were going to wait at least a couple of months to come to get Michael, but you're like, no, let's just give it a month. Like, whatever. I was not able to get merged. Yeah, it's literally that's why I was texting my cousin because so I got my bucket. She saw my post and then she was like, whatever, so that's like, Angie, do you want me to pick one up for you? And she's like, sure. And then someone hit me up on my TikTok and they were like, yo, Trish, the buckets are gone already. It was like Sunday morning because I was gonna get the bucket after church. So I was like, no way. So then I went to the movies again. Regal was solely on Thursday, hoping more buckets came. They never came. Then I went to Regal on Union Square and they said they never got it. So I was like, and I honestly didn't know my cousin wanted the bucket. I just got two buckets because I had like maybe $100 in gift cards. So it wasn't about the money. The money was already in my Regal wallet. So it wasn't like money per se. It was just whatever. But I had no idea she wanted the bucket. So who knows? For those who do want Michael Jackson buckets, since I'm a collector, I will, if you could wait, the longer you wait, sometimes the cheaper the bucket becomes. Like, so I do have a bucket in my eBay list. It was 75 and now the person trying to sell it to me for $60. So just keep the hope, but maybe the price will jump in the future. I mean, reduce in the future. Who knows? Sometimes it goes the opposite too, but whatever. If they had merch, they never made a lot though. And I think Cinemark is the only theater that had a great amount of merch. Everybody else think they crapped on us, man. Oh, right. Are you going to King of Popcorn? Is anybody going to King of Popcorn? Because all the King of Popcorn sold out. The only way you can go to the King of Popcorn on the Havenhurst property is if you join the 777 Donors Club. But I think to get the free King of Popcorn ticket is like $900 or something. So I'm like, but the point is, even though it's sold out, they're keeping some tickets free for the 777 donors. So if you guys want to go to King of Popcorn on the Havenhurst property, that's a little way to get there. And they do have some cool merch, by the way. Wait when the prices go down. Yeah. Because I'm like, sometimes I will pay, like, for example, I pay extra money for my Superman bucket There was a bucket only sold at the Alamo, and so I missed it. So I ended up paying double the price. Um, but if the popcorn bucket is $75 on eBay, but the original price was $15, that's way more than double the price. That's ridiculous. So that's weird. Mm-mm. Yeah, this is Thriller sold out too. Yeah, that's if you're like on the donors club, the one of the biggest perks is you'll know about tickets being on sale first. So even if you don't have like money for a third tier, just get the first tier. I think it's like $100 or something per year, and you get like Zoom meetings with John Mudo and the 777 Club. I wish I had the T-shirt. Like Rocky gave me some 777 merch, but I don't. I'm looking in my office. I don't think it's there, but yeah. So because this is not just Thriller Nights. I think is next year, y'all. I might be wrong, and I need to make sure that I get my ticket for that. Um, I wore my MJ glove. People like it too. Heck yeah. I will have a Zoom in June. So now we know Carol's part of the 777 Club, which is smart though. This is how you get your tickets first. Wait, I think the movie hasn't been released in Russia yet either, right? Do you guys think we're going to get to 1 billion before June is over? That's the goal, at least for me. I say it like I have freaking stock in the freaking movie, or a producer be like, "Ooh, what's going to be my cut?" But even though this goes to the estate, it does benefit his children because they're a part of the estate. And most important, we're just doing this for Michael. We're just doing it for his legacy. So it's just like, we know Michael likes to set records and break records, and that's what we're doing as his fandom. We're doing our thing though. You guys, I think Brandon said Michael Jackson Moonwalker was number one, Billie Jean, and the movie. And I'm like, that's unheard of. And even though biopics does elevate people to look into their life, this is on a whole different level. Like you see people as young as like 5 dressed up as Michael Jackson. And people like from my mother's era dressed up in like cute J5 stuff. Like we're all invested. You think so? Oh my gosh, I wish I could do a poll. Do you guys think Michael is more famous now or when he was alive? Carol, even 80s Michael? I don't know. Michael was super famous in the 80s, like super. That's a hot take. That's a hot take. I want the movie to hit 1 billion before my birthday. What about me? June 9th. Why does that sound familiar in my head? Well, happy early birthday. Hopefully I'll see you before online. I hope there will be more job opportunities for the Jackson. Absolutely. And they're doing a lot of tours themselves. Make sure you get your tickets. Again, if you can afford it. If you can't, take it from me. Make sure your bills are paid. Bills being paid is always the priority. And if there's a surplus, then go and get your tickets. I heard Russia will be opening on the 28th. I think that's the date. That's awesome. Oh, another June baby. Oh, so blessed to see 67. I hope I get to see 67 and beyond. Happy early birthday as well. So we have 2 June birthdays. June 9th for What About Baby Boy? All right, guys. Any closing thoughts? Anything you guys want to say before I go to bed? I still can't believe I did over an hour by myself. I was hoping to see Tori, but I think she was busy today. Tori, we miss you. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, definitely stay active. I keep saying I'm going to go live to talk about what's really going on with me, but every time I think about talking about what's really going on, I start crying. So I need more time to cry before I go on my other channel to talk about what's going on. It was nice seeing you, and thank you so much for the super chat as always. I saw Michael I say Michael was more famous in the 90s and the 2000s because he reached more countries in the 90s than the 80s and his fans increased. Okay, so he's saying alive. No, I think he's more famous, but more fame. No, I think he's more infamous, but more famous. Nah, homie's like famous since he was 5. Yeah. So unfortunately, um, I notice in general people are having a lot of health issues, but I'm not sure if you guys, I won't say the name because I don't want to like make this an unfriendly live, but there is a famous berry company that charges you a whole bunch of money for these organic berries, and it turns out they cause cancer. So imagine you thinking you're eating healthy and you're not. And I think what's so frightening, which explains why everybody's having so many health issues, that the things that are supposed to be marked as healthy or safe is not. Then God forbid you're eating junk food, like fast food. Oh my God, it's even worse. So everybody, this is even more reason to thank God every day. Because it's just like it's weird. Like I was pissed. I remember I used to go all the way to like a certain location to get these berries. And no, you can't even wash the pesticides or whatever they're doing. I'm so pissed. I think Elvis was more famous when he passed away. I don't know. That's a hot take too. Elvis was famous too. Ooh, it's a tough one. Two hot takes in one day, Carol. Like, I don't know. Somebody asked Chat GPT or some AI because both could be true. I don't know. I was 18 when Elvis passed away. Lisa Marie was 9. It was August 1977. Oh, okay. I was super young in 77. Super young. No wonder I don't remember that. I'm like young. Like, um, I'm a little girl. Actually, I look like a little boy. I forgot why I had no hair, but my mom had some pictures of me with like hardly any hair. So I was like, "Who's this little boy?" And my mom goes, "That's you." And I started crying. No, it's not. The irony is my hair is short again. I still like a little boy without a wig. So crazy. I can tell you what the weather was like. I'm done. It was ready for 2 days. It wasn't humid and no thunder. Let it rain, let it thunder. I found a brand new home. Does anybody know where that comes from? It's from cartoons. All right, y'all. I'm out. But thank you for letting me rant for 2 hours about Netflix playing themselves. Netflix, like I said in the beginning of this video, with my bonnet on. Like get it together. A lot of people don't play on Michael, especially now. Like I think the difference of messing with Michael, let's say 6 years ago versus now is there's been a lot of exposure on people now. So we're like, are you kidding me right now? Like there's just too many other people you guys can go for that. Oh, you got evidence on, but you're not. So it's like what rock 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago may not rock so much now. And if Netflix seen the post on TikTok, this young, I don't know if I think they're called Gen Z or something. They're vicious. They are vicious. They don't filter. They're gonna say whatever they want. Yeah, good luck. And their videos go viral. See, my videos don't go viral. Theirs do. So I'm just saying, Netflix, I know for Gen Z, that's television to them. They will leave you and watch Amazon Prime or something else or Disney Plus. They won't put up with your nonsense. Just throwing it out there, Netflix. Just throwing it out there. Elvis was famous in the US, and there is big difference between famous and true. I'll be honest, nobody's like Michael. I'm not. It's not to take away from Elvis or the Beatles or name that famous person. Michael's just different. He's in a league of his own, and so I don't know. I don't know. Thank you, thank you. Blessings to you as well. Everyone stay strong. I hope to be with you guys next week unless something develops out of nowhere. And please don't forget to, if you can afford to see the movies on June 3rd, which I believe is a Wednesday. So if you're an AMC member, that's half off to you. Right, where is it? I'm just looking at my calendar right now. Yeah, so Wednesday. So AMC is the only theater that's going to have it at half off. But if you are New Yorkers, maybe we could do a meetup somewhere. We could wear our MJ Innocent t-shirts. Let me know if New York wants to do a meetup with MJ Innocent bags and pins and stuff for the 3rd. Let me know. Get back to you on that. So then maybe Tuesday when we come to the next live, I could tell you about the meetup for Wednesday. That being said, good night. Good night. Oh, thank you. I love y'all. Y'all the best. And thank y'all for the super chat. Shout out to Carol and Lizzie. Woo, woo, woo. And until my next post, we are going out with our MJ Innocent post that I did earlier today. Of course, I had to change the music, but the message is still the same. Good night, everyone. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Stay strong.